so I'm going to keep myself limited today to Feng Shui. Let's have a look at the physical environment that we all live in and that we work in, and we know when we want to kind of figure out what's happening, we know it's always heaven luck, earth luck and man luck. The heaven luck, you know, is our Bazi, our Chinese astrology. It's the circumstances of our birth. Often we don't have any control over that, but we can certainly manifest better luck by our actions. The earth luck, of course, is the Feng Shui, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. So let's get started. Okay. A lot of people always get a little bit confused about which is the start of the year, and the answer to that is sometimes there's two. Sometimes, and as it was with this year, we have, I might actually do this, sorry. Thanks. We have the Lunar New Year, which this year was 25th of January. And anybody that went into Crown Casino and saw the lovely Zodiac Spectacular there and read some of the forecasts I wrote for that there, that's always a great way to kick off the new year. And of course, the solar new year. And the solar new year is usually when we change our remedies around the house. It's when the Feng Shui energies, the new year of the new come in. Okay, so in 2020 this year we ushered it in on the 25th of January was the Lunar New Year, but the shift of annual Feng Shui energies is based on the Chinese solar calendar, so we have a lunar and a solar date. Thus the year of the metal rat arrived at 5:18 p.m. local standard time, and don't forget we're on daylight saving time at the moment, on the February the 4th. So let's have a look at this and let's get started. Okay, so we all know, some of us hear what's this term flying stars. It's really just a term that we use, that we call a system by which we analyse the unseen invisible energies. Often, you know, we can't see them, but we can walk into a room, we can walk past a house and we can feel things, we can sense things as well. Something is really right. We can walk into a room and go, oh my gosh, I love what you've done with this, it feels fantastic. Or you can walk into somewhere and you go, you know what, I just don't know what it is, but it just isn't right. Or perhaps you see one shop and doesn't matter what business goes in, it never stays for long, and you know. You know, these are the unseen energies that we call flying stars. So they exist in our environment, they can be positive and support our prosperity and well-being, or they can be problematic and cause misfortune, illness or loss. So we call these flying stars, and we call them flying stars because the inherent nature of the energy is that they're dynamic, they change, they shift. They're not static or stagnant. But to ensure that you continue to be surrounded with beneficial chi, which is good energy, it's wise to locate and attend to the annual flying stars every year. Now, we always look at two sets. One set is the permanent energies of your house, according to the natal chart, but today we're going to talk about the annual energies. Okay, so each year there's 4 big Sa Chi, which we should pay attention to, and these are Tai Sui, otherwise known as the Grand Duke, San Sa, otherwise known as 3 Killings, Sui Po, otherwise known as the Year Breaker, and the 5 Yellow Star. Also every year we have 4 really positive energies as well that we call lucky stars, and they are the Flying Star 8, which represents current prosperity still, 9 future prosperity, Star 1 promotion and growth, and Star 6 power and promotion. So the 4 best stars as represented by these numbers in the Flying Star system, 8, 9, 1 and 6. So, and I'm going to teach you how to show you how to do this. So if you avoid the big Sa Chi, activate the Star 6 star 1 and stars 8 and 9, you can increase your potential for the coming year. Now I want to make sure it's clear, and actually I was watching some Joey Yap footage, and one thing he's made very, very clear that he says time and time again is, if you do nothing, nothing will happen. Every year, and this was when I was preparing the zodiac forecast for Crown Casino too, every year there's certain challenges that you might encounter, but there's also certain lucky stars which represent potential or possibilities. But if you don't act on any of them, then nothing's going to happen. So if you do nothing, nothing will happen. So here are the positions for the good and bad energies in the coming year of the metal rat. Okay, so star 1 this year is located in the Northeast Palace and signifies promotion and growth. This is also auspicious for academic success and recognition. If you want to, and don't forget, it depends whereabouts in your house the palace is. If you've got young children, it may not be suitable to put a bowl of fresh water. It may be somewhere that it's not a suitable place to activate anyway. So always please use your common sense. Place a bowl of clear water here, but remember to keep it clean and fresh. Okay? Star 1. So star 1 is a water energy. That's why we put the water in. 2 black star. Now this is another one that I actually could have even added to the 4 bad Sachi for this year. The 2 black star represents illness energy. And this year it's in the South Palace or the South Sector. I like to put 2 things together. That's my preference. As you can see from the picture there, a set of 6 Chinese metal coins and a metal Wooloo gourd. You can also put another large metal decorative object, because the key to the remedy for the 2 illness energy is the metal element. These are traditional Feng Shui remedies, but you don't necessarily have to do it, and I'll show you some other things in a little bit. But if you haven't already, Rose has these over there. Now I get these Wooloo gourds from Singapore, and they're wonderful. They're solid. If you pick up one of these Wooloo gourds, they are solid metal, because you really want the heavy solid metal, not the light tinny stuff. And on here you'll see there's very positive symbolism. There's the gourd leaves, or the leaves of the gourd plant, which also symbolises longevity. And if you have longevity, you have good health. So this is if you want a really nice little Feng Shui remedy, this is fantastic. Rose also has over there the 6 metal coins. I know that a lot of people tie them together with red thread, because that's the fire element, and the fire in the cycle of the elements activates the metal. And that's great for prosperity if you're putting them there for good luck. For a remedy, I like to use a white or a cream thread for the 6 Chinese coins. Hence I go with this combination for the 2 metal, for the 2 illness star. Okay? South Sector. Also take great care, of course, if your main entrance or bedroom is located here. 3 Jade Star is in the North Palace and can bring fatigue, quarrels, conflict, legal problems and theft. Place a lamp or a red object in this location, because of course for the 3 Jade Star, this is a wood star, so you can do fire element, hence a lamp, a red object which belongs to the fire element. If you're careful, you can burn a nice aromatherapy candle or some nice incense, because of course, you know, this involves a flame, so that's fire element as well. Okay, so this is often responsible for arguments in the house. Star 4. Star 4 is located in the Southwest Palace this year and brings the potential for romance and academic success. Now this is one of those stars that can be really good or not so good. So wherever this is, the forms should be good. That means if you have star 4 and the room's untidy, there's some rubbish bins there, If it's a stagnant, messy, dusty room, then you might get some trouble with romance or some trouble with travel-related incidents. So this is one of those stars that you want to make sure, wherever it is in your house, it's just nice and clean and tidy and attractive looking. And because it belongs to the wood element, I actually like this star. You can place a nice, healthy, vibrant plant in this location. And I like a plant because it has the wood element, which supports it, because this is a wood energy, and it has a little bit of earth in the plant there, and the earth can control to just make sure that you keep the good aspects of the 4 and not any of the bad. 5 yellow, that was one of the 4 big Sachi that I mentioned before, okay? Situated in the East Palace this year and can bring misfortune, financial problems, accidents and sudden disruptions. That's one of those ones, if something's going to happen, this is the one that you've usually inadvertently activated. Keep this area, again, like with the 2 illness star or even the 4, keep this area tidy. Remove any active objects such as an aquarium or water feature. I don't have a permanently fixed water feature inside my house because I find that some years I don't have one on at all, or other years I change it because I look at not only what is the timely water star according to the natal or birth chart of my house, but I look at what the visiting energy is in for that sector as well. So I like to be able to unplug it and move it around, or unplug it altogether for the year. Okay, so make sure, and again this is important, really simple things like this, make sure that it's that your East Palace, it's not dark or cluttered. Check it's well ventilated in order to disperse the bad energy. So on a nice day, if it's in the South Palace for the illness 2 energy or the East Palace for the 5 yellow, open the window. Let's get some of that out there, okay? Keep it clean and fresh. Now, if your bedroom is located in the East Palace, you may wish to sleep in another room, if possible, sometimes it's not, from March the 5th to the 3rd of April, because that's when you get the energies doubled up. We've got the annual 5 yellow in the east, and we've got the monthly 5 yellow in the east. We've got the annual illness star 2 in the south. We've got the monthly illness 2 star in the south. So these dates here, whether the energies are good or bad for the year, this is the time period they double up, 5th of March to 3rd of April. Make a note of that. Right, remedies for 5 yellow. We talked about the remedies for the 2 illness. Once again, the 5 yellow is an untimely earth energy. So we want to drain it, we want to weaken it. So in the Wu Jing, the cycle of the elements, we add metal because earth produces metal. So we want to weaken it. So you can have, again, these are available over at Rose. And these, once again, I have all these made up in Singapore with my special guys. So they're solid, they're heavy, they're substantial. So these are 6 metal bells, and these are really heavy, solid bells. And you get the sound of metal as well, which is important. Plus they're strung together, they've got the nice little Chinese lucky knot. And I like to have these with yellow because yellow's an earth colour. Earth produces or supports the metal, so the yellow helps the metal be a little bit stronger. So you can hang them somewhere, and I always have just a little handle here. You can put them on a doorknob. You can put them on a chest of drawers knob. You can pop them on the corner of your, where your curtains are held. There's lots of places, but they should be visual. I don't like them put into drawers. Okay, now once again, you can do a decorative metal object, but these are little traditional Feng Shui remedies. And the other one is the good old metal wind chime, and again, they're specific. There's 6 hollow metal rods. You want 6 because 6 is the number of big metal. On here too, there's the trigrams of the early heaven arrangement, which is also affords you some protection as well. So 6 metal, and again, all metal, and you have the sound of the metal as well. Okay. I don't stock a lot of remedies. I don't have the tacky Chinese objects and that sort of thing. I have a small range of authentic, traditional, well-made remedies. Okay. Also, you can do for the 5 yellow the salt water remedy. If you don't know how to make one up, I know Rose is selling them over there, or you can go into Feng Shui today, and I've written out the recipe, but I've got the recipe, I'll go through it with you in a moment. Or as I was saying before, and I have Ganesh here, he's absolutely solid. So you might have a really solid heavy metal decorative object. You can use that as well. Okay, saltwater remedy you must all know. You go to the $2 shop, the reject shop, that kind of place. Buy yourself some sort of a glass container. I always like to have a saucer underneath because these things go like science experiments, and I can tell you it will mark whatever it's on. Rose?
Just with regards to the saltwater cure, you'll notice I'm selling you another coin in the middle. So 7 Chinese coins is stronger than 6 because 7 is metal as well.
6 or 7, up to you. I prefer 6 because 6 is the number of Qinghua. It's big metal, whereas 7 is the smaller. But it's up to you. You know, I see it by some people say six metal coins around the outside and a 7th of a currency that's not your own currency. Like you wouldn't put an Australian coin in the middle, or some people just do either. The whole point is you've got this metal and water thing happening to drain it. Don't clean it off. At the end of the year, you know, I always say I tend to keep my little saucer down here, my little glass saucer, but that can be a ceramic saucer or a terracotta one. But this part here, I very carefully, you know, put in one of those Safeway bags that we're not allowed to have anymore, or any of that, and I go to a public rubbish bin. Well, I don't think I'm putting a bomb in it, but I don't dispose of it on my property. I don't tip the water down the sink. I don't tip the water in my garden because it's absorbed negative chi all year. But you do have to top it up during the course. It will evaporate, you'll see. Okay, so very easy. You know, buy your good quality rock salt here, fill it up about 1/3 full, and then carefully place the 6 Chinese coins on top in a circle. Fill the water up slowly, making sure that the coins are covered by the water, but they're still sitting on top of the salt. Okay, replenish the water regularly as it evaporates, but be careful not to disturb the coins or the salt crystals that, believe me, will form. Okay. Star 6. Star 6 is one of those really nice ones again. You know, 1, 6 and 8. They're special numbers, special energies in Feng Shui. So Star 6 is in the Southeast Palace this year and represents power and promotion. This star may also bring about travel, especially for the father of the house, because of course, you know, 6, as I was just saying, belongs to the Northwest Palace. It belongs to Qinghua. It's the patriarch of the house, so it may affect him. To activate this area, place 6 Emperor coins, which are the Chinese coins. I think Rose has got some over there, with their heads facing up. Make sure to give them a cleanse first of all. If you've got your kaffir lime, that's great to cleanse with. If you just want to do some soap detergent, you know, a nice dishwashing detergent, leave them out in the sun for a little bit, that's all fine. Okay, Star 7. Now this is a problematic one for this year because it's in our central palaces. It's in the centre of our homes. Last year we had the 8, it was wonderful. This year, there's some quarrels in everybody's houses, so it can bring gossip. You know, this can be trouble with the mouth. People talking about you behind your back. People not saying the right thing to your face. Gossip, scandal, that sort of thing. Even sex scandal, robbery, and you know, Star 7 can also bring a fire hazard. Now, you're not likely, or you shouldn't have your kitchen in the central palace of your home. That's a whole other story. But just do be aware that it is a fire hazard too. So to combat this energy, place a glass of fresh flowers or 3 pieces of Chinese water bamboo here, or even some wooden decorative objects. Okay, because this year, because star 7 is an untimely metal energy. Remember, we go to the Wu Jing, the cycle of the elements. In the cycle of the elements, metal produces water. Metal chops wood. Therefore, wood and water weakens the energy. So how do you get wood and water? It's a glass vase, you put water in it, you put flowers in it. You've got the water element, the wood element. If you don't want fresh flowers, you can go down to South Melbourne Market or a florist and get yourself 3 or 4 pieces. Again, I like 3 because that's the number of East. It's big wood, but you can also get 3 to 4 pieces of the, you know, the Chinese lucky bamboo. It has the little curl top. Not in the dirt. We don't want earth, because earth makes this stronger. We want the wood and the water. Okay, in my central palace I have my dining room table, so it's very easy. You know, I like to once a week I buy a bunch of fresh flowers and I put them there. Very easy. Okay, but don't make any mistake. This is a problematic energy for the year. Okay, star 8. This is one of the good ones again. Okay. Star 8 this year is in the Northwest Palace, and this auspicious energy brings wealth and prosperity. So keep this area clean and place a lamp, a red object, a candle or a wealth vase here to boost your career and money luck. You can place a water feature here if the permanent energies allow. So before you go and put a water feature here, just check what is the inherent flying star energy in the Northwest Palace of your home. If it's a 5 or a 2, even though 8 can act as a beneficial modifier, I still won't put a water feature there. Okay, so I will cross-reference to make sure I've got it in a timely water star. So then therefore I'm activating my annual wealth and I'm activating the permanent wealth of my home. 9 is in the West Palace this year and is another auspicious star for wealth and happiness, and becoming increasingly more so because February 2024 we enter period 9. So the water star 9 is very, very quick, it's very active, it's already making money. When we're doing our houses now for clients, we're already setting for period 9. Again, you can place a lamp here or light candles because this is a really nice fire energy. And again, you can activate it if you have that timely water star. You can place your little water feature there as well. Okay, so, but if it's a timely water star, if it's got a nice water star 1, a water star 8, a water star 9, that sort of thing, you can double up. And again, you know, in that time period between March and April, not only do you have the bad energies doubled up, but you've got the good ones too. Okay, so remember that, which I said already, monthly and annual energies double up from the 5th of March to the 3rd of April, which means that the effects are magnified, whether they're good or bad. As such, it may be necessary to move out of a bedroom during this time if it's located in the South or East palaces. Okay, so here we are here. Now, as you can see, so I tell lots of people, I don't divide up my internal space as 8 pi, I divide up 9 palaces. Ordinarily, they're not exact squares. This little floor plan lends itself. But with it, as with everything, you know, the 9 palace, the size of the palaces contracts and constricts according to the walls. They're not uniform. Okay, so we know that the 2 black illness star is in the south this year. 2 black illness star. And we know we need to remedy that. We need to be careful. The 4 is for romance and academic success, is in the southwest palace. That's a great one. Make sure your forms are clean and tidy. And again, you know, this one here too, make sure it's clean and tidy. You know, open the window if it's a nice day. Let the energy out. Here, we have the 9 and the 8 in the west and the northwest. These 2 palaces are the best this year because they've both got annual visiting money there, wealth and career luck. Down here in the north is the 3. That could be quarrels or fatigue, that sort of thing, even some theft. Over here in the northeast is the lovely 1, promotion and growth, another really fabulous energy. Here's another one to watch out for, of course, the east, 5 yellow star of misfortune. In the central palace as well, robbery and trouble with the mouth, don't forget. And then over here, the lovely 6, of course, is in the southeast palace, power and promotion. Okay, now we're going to look at the other Sachi that I was talking about. We've focused just on flying stars, but there's some other things that happen every year that are even more powerful, and I can tell you from personal experience it's true. Okay, start off with the south, because the south is like 3 bad bangs for your buck this year. Let's start with the south, up here, okay? The south this year not only we know has the 2 black illness energy, the south's also got Sway Po. Sway Po is also called the year breaker. It's called the year breaker because it clashes with the Grand Duke. This year the Grand Duke is the rat, we're the year of the rat. The rat is exactly opposite the horse. When it's directly opposite like that, we say it's in a clash position. It's the year breaker. So Sway Po is the year breaker in the south, in the horse. Also the south has, as if it doesn't have enough already because it's got the 2 black illness star, it also has Sansa, 3 killings. Now 3 killings, it's 3 separate, quite unpleasant energies that can really mess with you. So be very careful, and I'll be telling you in a minute how to deal with those. Also over here in the east, again, remember I said we've got the 5 yellow in the east there, and to remedy that you've got 3 choices. You can use metal bells, you can use a metal wind chime, you can do your saltwater remedy, or you can get a metal decorative object. Yes, Rose?
You know, because of the 3 killings and the illness in the same sector, can that be worse than the 5? In the east?
Yes.
Well,
yes. Yeah. You need to have a healthy respect for the south this year. Also with Sansa, what can you do? Well, you keep it quiet, but you can also put, these are called the Celestial Guardians, and Rose has some really nice, here they are here, Celestial Guardians, 3 killings. You've got three little guys here, and I have this set. I can assure you I have those already set up in my South Palace, plus my Wooloo gourd, plus my 6 metal coins. Okay, and then down here you have the Grand Duke. Okay, so the Grand Duke here, or Tai Sui, as we said, every year the energy comes from a particular direction. This year it's the year of the rat. The rat belongs to the North Palace, or the North direction. So this year the Grand Duke, the Tai Sui, as I said before, here he is right down here. And again, if you want to, you can put a dragon, turtle or tortoise in there. But the best thing to do in all of these is nothing. Don't renovate. Don't disturb the ground. If you have to, I have some months that you can do. I have specific months. If you have to do some work, there's good days to start, there's good months to start, there's some other things that you can do, but please have a healthy respect for these 4 things, because very often Sansa, Tai Sui and Sway Po, they're more problematic. They can override any beneficial flying star as well. Okay, so if you have, for example, your 8 water star in your South Palace, you think, oh, I'm good to go this year, I'm going to renovate. Don't. Just don't. Okay, so another thing that I like to do through the course of the year is to clean and cleanse your home. I use the Kaffir Lime products. I think Rose has got a couple left over there. Also, if you want to get any of the traditional Feng Shui remedies that I've mentioned here, my online shop, Feng Shui Style, you can follow me on Facebook, because I'm always doing little posts of information, and also you can get those remedies from the website as well. Like I said, I have them specifically made in Singapore. I don't have a large range on purpose. If you're interested, if you've already done some study and you want to further your understanding and your practice of Bazi, coming up from the 12th to the 15th of March, Level 1 Bazi class with Dr. Jin Pei. You can contact me if you're interested. The information will be on the IFSA Australia chapter Facebook as well. He comes out, he doesn't do beginners classes, he does intermediate or advanced beginner. So you need to have had some study beforehand before you can study with him. Coming here to Melbourne. The IFSA Australia chapter conference is penciled in for May 30th and 31st. I've had some preliminary discussions with my committee. We're yet to finalise it. We may postpone that until later in the year. With all the coronavirus around at the moment, I think we're going to just wait a little bit to see how this year pans out. So by all means, pencil it in, and I will post on Facebook, but I think we're going to err on the side of caution, and I think we're going to postpone it. Okay, but if you are a practitioner or a student, you know, this is a great learning weekend. Okay, a whole lot of resources for you here. Up here is the magazine, now online, of course, by the great Grandmaster Dr. Stephen Skinner. Translated and wrote the first Feng Shui book for English for Westerners. Feng Shui for Modern Living. It was the first paper Feng Shui magazine ever. It's now online. It's been reborn online for the 21st century. So you can get on to that. It's a wonderful, wonderful website with some brilliant articles all the time updated. Another little online magazine, of course, is Feng Shui Today again. Some brilliant articles there. We update you all the time on all manner of Feng Shui related topics. Coming soon, in conjunction with Grandmaster Dr. Stephen Skinner, is the Feng Shui Academy. Recently he held his Advanced Flying Star class in Singapore. A lot of people weren't able to get to that, so we taped it, and it's going to be released for purchase. So if you can't get to some of these things, we're now making them available online. Coming soon, the Feng Shui Academy. At the conference, this will also be available on Feng Shui Style, is from Grandmaster Dr. Stephen Skinner. A lot of people buy the Tong Shoes. This is how to use them. This is a great guide on all about the Tong Shu. Absolutely brilliant, fabulous read, written by Grandmaster Dr. Stephen Skinner. And of course, here's some of the examples of Feng Shui for Modern Living, of course, which is available at www.fengshui.net, would you believe? Okay, and I think that's just about it for me. So thank you all very much, and good luck.